The Principality of the Valleys of Andorra is a micronation right in between Spain and France. But its name is misleading because it is actually a co-principality, meaning the country is ruled by two different princes. Except these princes don't inherit the crown. They aren't even related to each other. The two princes are the Bishop of Urgell from Spain and the President of France. That means this country is in part ruled by France and Spain. So how did these completely unrelated people gain control of a tiny country in the middle of Europe? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that is the entire point of the video, and I will be explaining it now. A long time ago, the Western Roman Empire collapsed and random German tribes were taking over the remains. Iberia was mainly controlled by a tribe called the Visigoths, but then Muslims took over the Visigoths and left Andorra all alone. The Franks, a different German tribe, decided that they would take care of Andorra, and put it under the jurisdiction of the Count of Urgell. But the Count of Urgell wanted some land that the Bishop of Urgell had, so traded these lands for Andorra. So now this bishop had control of it. But the Count of Urgell wanted it back, and the bishop didn't have any military protection. So the bishop called up the Lord of Cabot and asked for military protection of Andorra for partial control of Andorra. The Lord agreed, and the bishop and the Lord made themselves co-princes over Andorra. The Bishop of Urgell would pass on his princely title to all other bishops of Urgell, and this line would stay the same for the rest of Andorra's history. But the other prince? Well, it's feudalism, and it's France, so it's complicated. The Lord of Cabot eventually joined with the Viscount of Castello, which eventually joined the Count of Foix, and all still the Prince of Andorra. So now we have some dude with the title Count of Foix, Viscount of Cabello and Cabet, co-prince of Andorra. Eventually, that title ended up with the King of Navarre, who then became the King of France. So now Andorra was ruled by the Bishop of Urgell and the King of France. Then it was decided that the head of the French state would be the co-prince of Andorra. So every king from that point on was now also the co-prince of Andorra. Then the French Revolution happened, they abolished feudalism, blah blah blah. For about a decade, the French half of the principality was gone, up until Napoleon showed up and continued the French leader leading Andorra. And then that continued on for every leader of France up until today. But that does mean that Andorra's head of state isn't up to them, since one is elected by a different country and one is appointed by the Catholic Church. But the heads of state don't have much power and the control is handled by local officials. But they still have some power, so two non-Andorran Andorrans can influence this country. But, this doesn't really happen since Andorra doesn't do much on the world stage, so it doesn't matter. But, it's a country who exists to be influenced by three different countries. Wait, did I say three? Yes. France, Spain, and the Vatican City. The least country-like country that is still a country. But, that's a story for another video.